Good day, fellow viewers. Well, do I have a story for you? So, as you all might know, I have been dabbling and learning about the infernal, divine as they call it, which is usually in reference to left hand path, Luciferianism, uh, Satanism, that whole crowd. And I gotta say, I mean, I'm not a stranger to it. I understand that coming in, what's involved and the kind of person that it requires, and all that. And the reason that I'm doing it is because I'm trying to absolve myself of the fears that were instilled in me growing up, like it's one thing to wear the band t-shirt, it's another thing to actually be a fan of the band, so I don't want to be a poser, and I don't want to dip my fingers in stuff that I don't fully know the ingredients, so I started uh, I started reflecting on my own experiences with that subject matter, and I felt like I've had a couple of experiences, which was the previous upload, and I'm sorry, two uploads ago, 2 videos ago, and I mean, I gotta say, I didn't have as much experience as I thought I did, and so I got myself some cards. They were called the occult tarot cards, and they're kind of like flashcards for demons, for the 72, as they would call, Solomonic demons. And don't know if that's offensive. I don't know yet. I don't know the lingo yet, guys. So don't ridicule me yet. And I also have the Encyclopedia of Demons, which I've been referencing. I've been watching all kinds of videos, creators, documentaries, reading PDFs, reading old grimoires. I mean, I've been delving as deep as I can into it without trying to specifically get into a religion. I've been, doing the search here and there without committing to anything. Well, I got ballsy yesterday, and then I gotta say also, before I get to my story, I'm fully aware of the potential repercussions that could happen when you immerse yourself in this area of study, and I'm aware that delving too deep into anything that you're not fully versed in can and could potentially destroy somebody psychologically, leading to emotionally, leading to physically. I have witnessed people send spirits that have somebody. So I believe in that, and because I've seen it firsthand. So I've been prepared. I know that there's drawbacks. So with that being said, yesterday I got ballsy, and I was taking that oracle deck, tarot deck, and I was practicing. I put it in alphabetical order, and man, I gotta tell you, there's a lot of demons that start with the letter A. Huh. And that's just the ones listed in the Lesser Key of Solomon. Okay, so I was alphabetizing them, and I was writing them down, and I was writing their sigils down. So this might be the part of the video where some of you are like, and this might be the part of the video where some of you are like, and? So it all depends on what your experience has been. So here I have 13 pages worth of maybe like 10 or 11 or 12 demons' sigils, hand drawn by me, and I'm delving deep, I went to this website called Occult World, and man, they cross-reference lots of different sources per demon. And I was like, this is amazing. My search began because I wanted to see which demons were old gods, specifically. You know, I wanted to see which ones had a great past. Okay? So, that was the purpose of my doing that. So, I do that. I'm thinking everything's all fine and dandy. And I just have this sneaky suspicion that I messed up as a beginner. And I did. Man, I need a filter on this damn video. But anyways, so I talked to my friend and I told him what I did, and he's kind of like, tisk, tisk, tisk. He's like, with the way you are, I'm paraphrasing here, of course. He's like, with the way you are, I probably wouldn't have done that. He goes, the sigils are meant to be used and then put away and or destroyed. He's like, that's originally what the sigils are used for. And he gave me a documentary as an example. And hold on just a second. So I took his example and I was like, you're right. He goes, look, let me give you an example. Like, the thing is, he goes, I can't really guarantee what's going to happen. He's like, because each situation is different. He's like, it could be nothing. Nothing could happen. Or you know, like you psychologically invite these things in. Like, he goes, you could get the negative effects of the spirit. He's like, there's really no telling. He's like, there are people that are practicing for years and years and years to become advanced in an area of study, and there are some people that just pick it up like that. He's like, so there's really no telling. And I agreed with him. I was like, you know, you're right. So we're just gonna wait and see. And I'm the type of person that I have a very active mind. I have intrusive thoughts galore all the time. That's just like commonplace for me because I have ADHD. I have an anxiety disorder. So yeah. So let's get to the meat and potatoes here. I woke up at the stereotypical hours that we all wake up from 3 to 5. It's a biological thing, guys. And I woke up at 4 to the chaotic ass intrusive thoughts. Were weird. I didn't even think my mind could produce these thoughts, which was why it was scary, because I felt like it wasn't my mind, it wasn't my psychology. I saw this tree that was covered in eyeballs, and in the center of it were Cheshire Cat type eyeballs with the big Cheshire Cat sharp teeth smile, and it was running towards me. So I was like, whoa, the was that? And at first I'm like intrigued, like, what was that? But then fear started to take over. And so my mind is fighting. Janelle, this is your intrusive thoughts. Don't go buck wild with it. And then the other one was, yeah, but I just wrote down like freaking 12 or 13 different sigils in my notebook. And I will tell you the story about the sigils in the notebook in just a second. So I was like, which one is it? And my brain was like, it's a combination of both. So I was like, let's fight this thing. Come on, man. Like, you can't get into this field and then, you know, tuck your tail between your legs and start running away anytime one little thing happens. So I was like, okay. I closed my eyes, and I am not asleep, but I closed my eyes. Boom, melting zombie face. It's like, I only got like 4 hours of sleep. I love my sleep. Can I go back to sleep, please? So I try to talk in my mind to their head honcho, and I'm like, buddy, can you call them off? Because I really want to get some sleep, you know? And I'm like, not trying to be fearful and run away, but at the same time, isn't that what they're for, you know, to serve that purpose? Anyway, so I'm like battling in my mind, and I close my eyes again, and more like I don't even know how to describe it other than like just chaos. Every time I close my eyes, it's just like it's the energy of tricksters, but like it's the energy of your friend that knows your worst fear and goes to the Halloween store and buys the mask so that he can scare you when you're not looking. That kind of energy, which I'm not unfamiliar with. So every time I close my eyes, you know, like little gesture laughs and shit. I'm like, this is really annoying, but they got me emotional to the point to where I was like on the verge of tears. Like when somebody's really, really, really arguing with you and they know they're pushing your buttons and you want to cry, but you don't want to give in, like that. So I'm like, well, I guess I'm up for the night. And I was like, you know what? No, I'm not. No. The whole point of this area of study is to learn the ins and outs, to embrace how they are, because I don't fault them. These spirits, I don't fault them. That's their genetics, that's their DNA. I don't fault them for acting the way they were created. I fault myself for taunting or inviting them in or making them feel like they could run amok in my mind. So I went outside, and I know a little bit about Saint Cyprian. Saint Cyprian was a master sorcerer who had control over these forces, and I had already had his amparo. An amparo is basically kind of like help. You make it with 2 prayer cards, and so I have a big cauldron. Inside it was his amparo, was his little statue, and a workings that I did for him in honor of him. So this cauldron is like this big. I got those notebook papers that I was writing in all day yesterday to where my hand was gonna fall off. So I got them and folded them up, put them in the cauldron with the other stuff, put some Hoyt's cologne on there, and lit that sucker on fire. So, all that work for nothing. I feel like a total idiot, and I feel defeated, and I most definitely am rushing this. I don't want to back out. My curiosity is still piqued, and this is not scaring me off. I had a minor bump in the road. That's how I see this. Now, let me get to the other notebook story if you haven't already heard it. When I was in high school, there was this guy who was like a social reject, and I don't even understand why, because he seemed all right. Well, it was one of the last days of school, and I guess he was into, to this area of study. I call it area of study because it takes a lot of study. And he, for some reason, we're moving notebooks. We're moving yearbooks around. Everybody's signing yearbooks, And so for some reason he asks for my spiral notebook, and I was like, yeah, sure. I'm friends with everybody. Like the way I am now is the way I was then. And he draws the symbol of Baphomet in there. Part of me was like, cool, you have that memorized? That's awesome. I hang out with metalheads. I hang out with goth kids. I love horror movies. Why wouldn't I like this? I'm into ghost hunting in high school. Hell yeah, this is up my alley. I didn't understand the power of intention. And some people say intention ain't everything. This guy had a plan. Okay, so he draws it in there. He gives it back to me, and I'm like, okay, have a great summer. And he's just like, whatever. Well, I take that thing and I put it under my mattress, and shit starts to pop off at my parents' house. You can ask my mom. I'm pretty sure she's going to watch this video. You can ask her of the things that were going on. This is the beginning of when I started experiencing actual demonic activity. Actual activity, because I would see glowing eyes, hear growling, wake up with scratches and bruises, and the whole kit kat and caboodle. How did I get it to stop? it was purely by accident. This was going on for months. Back then I could handle losing sleep. Now I can't. I was going through my notebook because I would keep like a little, written diary and stuff. I went through my notebook and I see the Baphomet sigil. And I was like, I remember this. And then I remember feeling something weird, something that I hadn't felt, which was, the energy of his intention on that notebook. So I got it and I ripped it out, crumbled it up, tore it up, threw it away. I swear to you, that thing was a portal, as most sigils are, or a calling card. And after that, things just really started to dissipate. My poor mom. She's really, really Catholic. She was like, it was because all of the prayers. And I was like, I mean, sure. But I threw that sigil away, and then you notice how things started getting better. Man, and I experienced, during that time period, all kinds of different apparitions and phenomena. We'll just put it like that. Oh my God, I remember my dreams back then. I used to dream a lot of characters that were blue and black. One specifically was a blue and black horse, and the other one was a blue and black snake. And they would make fun of me in my dreams. They would taunt me. They would laugh at me. They would laugh, hiss, like like that. And they had sharp teeth. And they would never like attack me, like bite me or mess with me in my dream. They would just taunt me. Like little tricksters, like, yeah, we're going to scare the crap out of you. And they were reoccurring. So much so to where I even drew them. Anyways, so that's what I was getting last night. So I immediately recognized it. And it's just so funny that it happened the same way. I'm telling you, those sigils have power. Like if you didn't know that, like that's the whole purpose, right? Okay, so I know that there are some of you that keep the sigils up on your altar. That's between you and that spirit. I don't know. But I'm not there yet. And like I said, I'm not backing out, but I got a little taste of I told you so last night. And just now, because I was lacking in sleep, I passed out again. And let me tell you, the key to getting a little bit of a snooze, eat a Rolaids. It's got magnesium in it. Put you to sleep. Anyway, I'm not a doctor though. But I fell back asleep and I woke up just now. Good dreams. And I heard somebody say, thank you for crying the light. Or thank you for crying to the light. Or something like that. Because when I was out there burning those papers, I did kind of like a half-assed lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. Half-assed. I know you're not supposed to do it half-assed, but I was half asleep. And I was like, look, I'm not trying to be a hypocrite or nothing like that, but I'm not ready for this right now. I get it. I understand it. But I'm not ready to stick my hand in the lion's cage, because I'm fully aware that this is like a lion. And I really didn't feel nothing at the time. A little sense of relief because I was watching those sigils burn. And I put some Hoyt's cologne on my neck and, did the whole wiping myself down. Of course, I came in and I was like telling Santa Muerte, I was like, is this? And she's like, she's in my intuition tell me like, don't even go there. This was your idea. This was your decision to step into this area of study. And don't you go running to her that she's doing this, she's doing that. I just looked at my statue and I swear to God, it gave me this face like, like you knew better. You know how your mind works. You know how active your mind is. I told you. And she did. She did tell me that I was going to be rushing. She did tell me. Every time I did divination, you're going too fast. Every time I would like do prayers with her and stuff like that, I would get dreams that I would get dreams that I needed the white statue back. And You can argue that that's my guilt, maybe. I would also get dreams, like there was one specifically this week. I've been writing my dreams down every single day, which is great. One dream was that I was sitting down with a picture, sitting down where somebody had her placed on a chair, and I was kind of like scooching over, and I was like, "Can I take a picture with her?" And they were like, "Yeah, okay, sure." So I took a picture with her, and then when I turned around, the statue turned into a rolled up piece of paper with her image on it, almost kind of like if I was seeing her statue as nothing, you know? And I remember getting angry in the dream, and I was like, I don't feel like that. I don't see your statue as nothing. Like, don't impose that on me. I remember getting upset, like, don't you even start, because you're the only one that stayed in the house, and you're the only one that, you know, that's going to be there with me till the day I die. So don't even be doing that. So I had another dream where the white one showed up, and it was like, I swear to God, the look on the face was... And I remember looking at it like, don't do that. Don't. And so, another thing was, oh yeah, I have a little rosary book. It's a booklet that has her rosary written in it. And that's what I use to do her rosary. I don't use the necklace. I use the book. Because the necklace doesn't even coincide, really. So anyway, I had a dream that there was a python, huge python, trying to attack that rosary book. But the python had nothing to do with me. Like, usually they're trying to attack me. It was a mild-mannered python, if you can say that. And it was attacking the book. I was like, hey, no, stop that. You know, and then I took the book and I was like, you behave. So, and there was another dream where she kind of felt like she was getting, like, attacked or removed or something. And I was like, all right, obviously I feel guilt because I'm focusing on this. And maybe, you know, like, but it doesn't make sense because I'm paying her just as much attention. Like, you can ask my housemates. I'm constantly at that altar. And then I've been having dreams about the duendes. See, because I set up a chest. I have this old-fashioned chest that was my grandfather's that my husband restored. And inside it, I made like a reliquary. It was really pretty. It was a really good idea. And, but it's not like stereotypical reliquary. It's more kind of like inside it was my goals. Inside it was an actual little altar, you know, so I put up everything in there that I wanted to, like, achieve, you know. So I put incense and herbs and natural elements, you know, and candles and stuff like that. And then I put sigils in there that I dreamed of, that I already know what they mean, and they're nothing bad. And they're just kind of like sigils of recognition of a certain energy and protection. So close the lid, and then on top of it, I have some of the things I've been working on lately. So I moved Santa Muerta's stuff to her own little area so that I could have this area for actual work, you know. And if there was any kind of problem with that, I would have had a dream about that, but I didn't have a dream about that. But one of the things that I put in there was a card of Don Diego Duende. And because I cannot find much on him, I'm sure my brain filled in the blanks. And I've been having dreams of, like, trees and bushes talking to me, and they have a face. And I think it's because I've seen a documentary on Tata Duende, who is like ruler of the forest, ruler of the jungle, and he's like this large ass creature. He's a large troll that helps people's crops to grow, and they give him offerings now for a certain amount of years, and if they stop, he kills the crops. And I think he also kills the people. Not sure. Anyway, so that's in my mind already. And I just had a dream. You remember the movie Troll from the 80s? If you guys are too young, you don't know that movie, you need to watch it. So there's a part in the movie Troll where he just smiles. And that's what I dreamed was happening, but it was over a bush. And he was just smiling at me. Like his face blended in with the bush, which would coincide with what a troll can do. And just like last night, I saw that same smile. You know? And I was like, so is it the sigils or is it the duendes? Like, the duendes are not normally going to be the type to invade your dreams. They're nature spirits. You know, they kind of run amok in your house, and they move things in your house. You know, they're more of like a physical experience, you know? Not really a dream experience that I'm aware of. But then again, you know, these demons can take the guise of whatever they want. So, that's my story. I'm laughing at myself because lately, anytime something screwed up like that happens, I just laugh. Because what can you do? We learn. You know, this is a learning experience. I have screwed up with Santa Muerte that way. I had screwed up with Hecate that way. I screwed up with my short span with Kernunos that way. I screwed up with San Simon that way. That's why you don't see me posting about San Simon, because our relationship wasn't meant to be. Like, the moment I saw him, he had his back to me. You know? I've screwed up with the dead that way. The ancestral. So, this pattern is nothing new. And the whole point of me doing this is to break patterns. My husband made me a Ouija board specifically for that reason, to rid the fear. And I've been pursuing this to rid the fear. And I don't know if, I mean, it's not to rid the fear completely, it's to be knowledgeable on this area that I had been afraid of for so long. I look back and I think, you know, me personally, I'm not your average person. I grew up with lots of activity. I was in love with that genre of entertainment. Still one of my favorites. I dressed the part. I listened to the music. You know, none of this should be a surprise to anybody, including myself. So, I mean, look, as I sit here, we have animal skulls just like sitting on the table, you know, like, look, I mean, I have a picture of Santa Muerte hanging on my wall. Like, I don't just talk it, I live it. You know, I don't want to be a poser. I don't want to be about being fake about something. I'm not just going to go and buy a Lucifer ring and just wear it because it looks cool. No. When I wear something, when I say that I'm about something, it's because I did the homework. So I don't ever want you guys to watch this channel and be like, well, you're not fully about it. I'm as about it as I can be. You know? Because I don't want to falsify and just willy-nilly put information out there, and then somebody's experience goes awry and then they blame it on me. No. This channel is specifically about my experiences. This channel is never to be taken as your sole education. No. Because what this is my diary, and you guys are coming along on the ride with me. So I just had to share that. I had ugly, scary dreams. And so I freaked out and burned the sigils. And fortunately, I'm so fortunate that nothing manifests outside of myself. And I'm grateful that my husband has the mindset that he does, that my son has the mindset that he does, and that this is all just me, thank goodness. What else was I going to tell you? Hold on, let me think for just a second. Oh, so yeah. I know this is a really long video, but it's because it's been a while since I've had one of these types of videos, you know. For those of you that are like me, you have a really active mind. You might have ADHD. A lot of us have ADHD. We're undiagnosed. Or you have like an anxiety disorder. Please tread carefully. Please tread carefully on anything that you perceive as a fear, because that will plague you. You'll plague yourself. But then also these spirits are, even if it's about Santa Muerte, you know, if you're an anxious person, it's just going to make the experience all the more real and all the more fear-ridden for you. It's going to make anything you're pursuing that much harder. So giving advice to you would be take your time. And it's really hypocritical of me to say, because that's exactly why I'm here making this video, is because I was rushing. Don't rush. I know for a fact that people spend their entire lives studying this. So keep that in mind. Any other advice? Don't think that this video is about fear-mongering or anything like that. I freely admit that I'm inexperienced and that I'm not giving up the search. I'm just, the way I work is one step forward, two steps back, you know. So with that being said, I'd love your opinions, especially if you work that side of the spectrum. I'd love your opinions on where to go from here. Like, I have all of the major grimoires, and I've gone through most of them. I just got S. Connolly's book on demonology, and what else? I mean, I'm lacking in the book department, I'm sure. But I have all of the old grimoires already opened and read, for the most part. And a lot of them are kind of, you know, copies of one another for the most part. But any advice you want to give from here, that would be great. Yeah, I think that that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share that with you guys. All right. Okay, so that's it. For any of you watching this, you want to leave a comment, you want to leave your experience down below, that would be great. Let's try to be respectful in the comments. I don't want any fighting down there. Remember, I have to approve the comment that you make. So, careful with what you say. And any disrespectful comments will be deleted. No preaching. Those are automatically deleted. I'm already saved. I am so saved. By myself. I saved myself. And yeah. So, leave them down below and I'll see you in the next video.